I would like to continue the previous video. I kind of stopped it abruptly. Had to do with my dogs. But I want to let you know that we are all on different paths at different levels in our own growth, and the only thing that we should really compare ourselves to is who we were yesterday, or who we were last week, or even who we were an hour ago. No two people have the exact same life path, so simply compare yourself to where you were with the idea in mind of where you want to be or where you want to head with your life. Now, there are many spiritual gifts that we have been given actually by birthright. The Bible lists 27 different spiritual gifts, and there are more than those. And there are first, the Bible suggests that you pray for the gift of discernment, period. I add the period because I'm so used to doing the talking text. Sorry about that. And if you have the gift of discernment, then you can discern if someone is lying, being truthful, or maybe even if they think they're being truthful, but it's actually not real, at least not in your life. So the first I would like to discuss is discernment. Now, as we are ascending, raising our vibrations and our frequencies, we will be more and more able to tell what is truth and what is falsehood. And right now, as you can see, there is a lot of falsehood out there right now, a lot of media attention given to try to manipulate us into believing a certain narrative. There are a lot of people who are far enough along in their journey, in their spiritual journey, that they understand when we're being lied to and what the truth is, or at least, like me, at a point where I at least knew enough that something didn't sound right or something wasn't right, and so I would do my own research, spiritually and physically, on the internet, in books, in meditation, so that I could know my own truth. And there are a lot of people out there whose lives have been purposely manipulated by the programming of television to believe things in a certain way. And since we've been manipulated for so long and held down, and there was a point, and it really wasn't that long ago, 60 years ago, 50 years ago, maybe even 40, that families had one parent that worked and could make ends meet. And now you have families with two parents that work that have a hard time making ends meet. You have way too many single family or single parent homes, and I don't know how they can even make ends meet. But if you use your discernment, then you will see eventually that what is going on in our lives right now, the way that the government has been conducting its business, the way some religions have been conducting their business, and the way the media has been conducting their business, and none of it has really been for the direct benefit of we the people. It's been for the direct benefit of those elite that have hordes of money, regardless of the means that they received that money or got that money. And it's time for us to take our lives back, to take our government back, to take our educational institutions back. Yes, there are a lot of problems. There have been a lot of problems with those institutions for a long time, and they do need to be broken down and rebuilt, because they were rebuilt unknown or unbeknownst to the majority of we the people by the cabal or the deep state. I was absolutely appalled when I found out that in some states they start sex education in kindergarten. And it's not the sex education I got when I was in 5th grade. No, they actually not only tell you about sex in some schools, they actually discuss it in great detail about positions, specifically sodomy, and hand out condoms to kindergartners. What kind of a world have we gotten into that would be even remotely necessary? Well, I'll tell you what kind of a world. Satan has had a hold of this world for 1,000 years, and he has ingrained his minions in such high positions in governments all over the world, in education, including those that educate, the college educators, the higher echelons of religious institutions as well. And I'm not saying that everyone in government is bad or is a Satanist or is doing wrong or doesn't have a good heart, but a great number of those in the higher positions are Satanists. They do not have your best interest at heart. They are wanting to destroy America because they know if we destroy America, the rest of the world will fall. This isn't exactly where I intended to go with this, but had we, as a people, had our lives less stressed for money and time and energy, we would have been able to access our own discernment and would have, I believe, seen this coming and put an end to it a long time ago. But because they, all those people who are controlling us and manipulating us, have done it so gradually and so successfully, there are a lot of people today that can't even see, if given specifics, can't even see what's happening. So discernment would have been a very, very good thing for the entire world to have. And it doesn't matter if you're religious or not. Discernment is pretty important. I know people who have used their discernment to get them out of accidents, like driving a certain way and getting the feeling or the knowledge that they needed to take a different route than normal, and they do, so they missed an accident. There are people I know who have been places and maybe needed a ride home or something, and they got the vibes from the person that was going to give them a ride home and did not go with that person. Come to find out later, that person took someone else home and raped and or murdered that person. So discernment is very, very important. It's something we're going to need to have moving forward. It is imperative. This world has become so evil, so ingrained. I don't think most people will ever know the depth or the breadth of it. But we need to know enough to see what we have allowed to happen, what we have allowed to be, so that we don't allow it to happen again. It can't happen again. It is horrendous. I'm sorry. But the evil that is out there right now, it's being cleaned up, and God wins this fight. But if we had used our discernment, had the ability, the knowledge, time and energy to use our discernment, I don't believe it would have gotten this far, because I believe most people are inherently good. And a lot of people who do commit crimes do so because of lack of education, lack of financial ability, lack of self-esteem. There are a lot of reasons why good people may do things in certain circumstances that you wouldn't consider good. And I really hope that you will take heed, and I intend to do a Facebook Live every day once I figure out how to actually do a Facebook Live. And I will be discussing other spiritual gifts. It'll just be 5 to 10 minutes a day. And after the first week, I'm going to decide on a specific day, and I will have a Facebook Live that will last 30 minutes. We'll have some Q&A on whatever topic it is that I'm presenting, if people would like to join me. And I hope that you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.